hot mess that they air in the mornings, called The View, had to issue not one, not two, not three, but 4 corrections, legal corrections, 4 legal notes. We only have 3 of them on camera, but look at this. Let's imagine what they did at that debate, where once again, they tried to fact check only one side, and then when their fact checks got fact checked, they cowered. They cowered in fear. I mean, this is a pattern with them.
And by the way, out there, that hat that you keep wearing, that red hat that says "Make America Great Again," that tells people that you go along with this. So you might as well just put a swastika on the hat.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Because we see it anyway.
I'm not going to defend Donald Trump ever, but I would never say that we should put the swastika on the cap, because I think you can hate Donald Trump. You can't hate everybody who likes him. It's half the country. I don't want to live in that country. I don't want to live in the country where I hate half the country, and I don't hate half the country.
Ever wondered what happens when cable news titans turn their own shows into demolition zones? That's exactly what went down this week when Bill Maher on Real Time and Megyn Kelly on The Megyn Kelly Show each dismantled the views most talked about hosts with ruthless precision. Live on air, Bill Maher tore the mask off recycled talking points. His razor-sharp sarcasm.
Talk about Whoopi Goldberg, because I got so many texts this week because she attacked me the week before.
Sure.
So she was, everybody was like, "Oh, Bill, I get you're enjoying the karma." First of all, I'm going to talk about this at the end of my show next week, teaser. But there is no fucking thing as karma, okay? Get over that. Whoopi attacks me on a regular basis. She says stupid shit on a regular basis. It just happened to coincide.
Slicing through Joy Behar's and Whoopi Goldberg's favorite sound bites like a scalpel. Then Kelly brought ice-cold logic, methodically breaking down Sunny Hostin's buzzword solutions and Ana Navarro's flip-flopping moralizing, before delivering a final, merciless knockout by exposing Whoopi's inconsistent free speech stances. Clips of these scathing monologues have ignited social feeds, with viewers hailing it as the most brutal media takedown in years. Strap in. This isn't just another TV debate. It's a full-blown demolition from 2 of cable's fiercest voices.
Ana Navarro, in your wildest imagination, you could never solo host a show. You will only ever make it as part of an ensemble, and you could never hope to achieve the success that Tucker Carlson has. So you can sit in your little cheap seats all day long and enjoy your little negative henpecking, but your careers are going nowhere, and Tucker is about to dominate in whatever space he goes to. Hot mess that they air in the mornings, called The View, had to issue not one, not two, not 3, but 4 corrections, legal corrections, 4 legal notes. We only have 3 of them on camera, but look at this.
I have another legal note.
My God.
Both Trump and Pam Bondi have denied allegations of a quid pro quo. I have a legal note.
You want to take this one, Joy, or are you
Matt
good?
Gaetz has long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime.
Let's dive in. On his HBO show Real Time, Bill Maher zeroed in on Joy Behar's reputation for endless recycled hot takes. As Behar's pre-recorded segment on mainstream distractions rolled, Bill Maher paused the clip and quipped, "Joy, your entire schtick is like that friend who shows up with reheated leftovers nobody asked for." His voice dripped with mock sympathy as he continued. "You trot out the same opinions, expecting applause, then freeze like a deer in headlights when someone actually pushes back." Bill Maher didn't stop there. He likened her career to a kiddie pool, shallow, predictable, and built for beginners. "You've become a one-trick pony, Joy."
That's the problem in America.
But
There is one view,
Right, and that's
one
clearly
true opinion, and everybody else can go sit in the corner. Can we just understand that part of our sorry racial history in this country is that the point of view from a black person is often going to be very different and sometimes shocking to a white person. I pulled the quote from when Whoopi...
A rerun of reruns. The studio crowd erupted in laughter. By the time Mark clicked play on the next clip, he'd turned what was meant to be a light critique into a viral scorch test. Joy Behar wasn't the fearless truth teller she claims, but a warmed-over echo of herself. But Bill Maher was just getting warmed up. Next target on his reel, Whoopi Goldberg. Still on Real Time, Maher dropped the next clip, Whoopi Goldberg prefacing every point with her trademark. Well, actually, he leaned into his desk, feigning boredom. Whoopi, you've been here so long that your wisdom's stuck in amber, ancient, immovable, and useless.
Trump will be sworn in as the 47th president of the United States, yay, on January 20th of this month. Not everyone's happy about it, and many people would like us to be more focused on the insurrection that he personally unleashed. If you ask them, as we discussed earlier, they think it's as bad as like the Holocaust, and you don't have to take my word for it. Here is Sunny Hostin of
January
The View
6th was an
today.
atrocity. It was one of the worst moments in American history. And when you think about the worst moments in American history, like World War II, things that happened, like the Holocaust, chattel slavery.
Yeah, the January 6th is right up there next to the Holocaust and slavery.
The audience gasped as he cataloged her past. Well, actually, moments calling them soundbite urban legends that don't survive scrutiny. You trot out facts you heard in 1995, he taunted, then expect us to nod along, yet you never update your lesson plan. When she tried to defend evolving viewpoints in a preserved soundbite, Bill Maher cut her off. Evolve faster, or people will just stream reruns of your past glories. Clips of that exchange lit up Twitter, with fans praising his merciless precision. By replaying and annotating her own words, Bill Maher punctured Whoopi's wise elder aura, revealing it as little more than outdated platitudes.
Well, I had a different question, but it struck me that in the first segment you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything. And I know that you're...
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
That's why Trump could get reelected.
Yeah.
So the term woke has been, in my view, co-opted by the right and weaponized and bastardized. And so I was surprised to hear you use the term, because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and
migrate.
So why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice. Who's not for that? But words do migrate.
While Bill Maher had The View on his digital reel, another heavyweight was gearing up on a different platform. On the Maher and Kelly show, Kelly played a highlight reel of Sunny Hostin's passionate calls for systemic justice. Then she paused it. "Sunny," Kelly began, "you talk about systemic injustice. So why do your solutions read like bumper stickers, not blueprints?" She unleashed a swift series of facts. Rising recidivism rates, defunded community programs, legislative logjams, each undercutting Sunny Hostin's soundbite style. Kelly's lawyerly dissection rattled Hostin. If you want equity, she pressed, you can't just tweet solidarity. You need measurable steps. For every emotional anecdote Sunny Hostin offered, Kelly had a counterexample. A city council memo here, a budget cut there, a family slipping through the cracks. The tension was palpable even through the screen. Stories are powerful. Hostin tried, but they don't replace policy.
About what the ladies on The View are saying. It's somewhat stomach-turning, but we have a clip. Let's watch.
Word has just come down that Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways. Wave.
They're disgusting. She's Anna Navarro. In your wildest imagination, you could never solo host a show. You will only ever make it as part of an ensemble, and you could never hope to achieve the success that Tucker Carlson has. So you can sit in your little cheap seats all day long and enjoy your little negative henpecking, but your careers are going nowhere, and Tucker is about to dominate.
Kelly nodded. Exactly. Stories don't pass laws. Viewers called it an intellectual takedown. No theatrics, just icy logic. Kelly didn't stop with policy flaws. Next up was a masterclass in calling out hypocrisy. Later in the same episode, Kelly spotlighted Anna Navarro's moral high ground soundbites. She ran Navarro's old clips blasting politician A for corruption, then juxtaposed them with tweets praising politician B for worse offenses. Your moral compass, Kelly observed, only points north when it's convenient. Navarro tried the context matters defense, but Kelly cut straight to the contradiction. Context is meaningless if it lives only in hashtags. The silent pause that followed spoke volumes. Social media lit up with reaction clips. Kelly's delivery is surgical, one fan wrote. Another, Ana Navarro just got fact-checked on live TV. By methodically lining up Navarro's own words, Kelly exposed her moral posturing as shaky scaffolding, and all without raising her voice.
Came out and said she's about as pro-choice as they come. And here was the reaction on The View.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all
That's a
agree on
given.
that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
Would you look? This is a network that still runs out fact checks to these women, like it's concerned about them staying factual. She hates Trump. She doesn't want to be near him. She doesn't want to be president again. She destroyed the Rose Garden, and she hates Christmas. That is what passes for news on a network they did a presidential debate on.
If you thought Megyn Kelly was done, think again. She saved her fiercest critique for a familiar target. In a closing segment, Kelly circled back to Whoopi, this time armed with First Amendment law. She contrasted Goldberg's public lectures on free speech with her defensive soundbites on hot-button issues. Quoting landmark cases and showcasing on-air clips, Kelly asked, "Is your commitment to free speech conditional on the script you agree with?" Whoopi's usual confidence wavered under the legal rigor. Kelly methodically exposed inconsistencies. Celebrities she defended versus those she condemned. Your calls for tolerance evaporate when it's a story that hits too close to home, Kelly noted. Within minutes, she turned Goldberg's platform against her, portraying her as a champion of rhetoric rather than principle. Viewers likened it to a surprise deposition on live TV. By the end, Whoopi sat quietly, visibly rattled. With that, Bill Maher and Megyn Kelly had delivered knockout critiques. Yet the real fallout was just beginning. These weren't simple soundbite takedowns. They were litmus tests for credibility.
Whoopi Goldberg was angry when Alyssa pointed out that Trump went to the funeral of Officer Diller.
Yes.
On Long Island, and Joe Biden went to a podcast. Look at Whoopi Goldberg's reaction.
Choose what you like there, but for Republicans, it was good imagery.
Really?
One day later, yes.
And I'm asking that because I was so offended because you know who showed up.
Bill Maher and Megyn Kelly didn't just score points. They exposed The View's reliance on safe talking points and unchecked narratives. Across social platforms, viewers hailed it as a masterclass in accountability, while critics speculated whether ABC will revamp the format, maybe adding real-time fact checks or bringing in investigative reporters. Fans are already clamoring for more cross-network showdowns. Imagine Tucker Carlson versus Joy Behar, Rachel Maddow versus Sean Hannity, because unscripted truth bombs clearly resonate. In an era of echo chambers, these critiques underscored that wit and evidence still carry weight. YouTube is awash in reaction videos. Podcasts debate whether panel shows can ever be more than fluff, and audiences are more skeptical than ever, no longer satisfied with recycled debates.
I'm old enough to remember when it was the conservatives who hated the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay?
Bill Maher, who has been the standard bearer for liberalism and in many ways leftism until the woke went bananas in this last decade, but for decades, that's what this guy has represented in America. I want you to note the tone they all talk with him. I want you to look at Sunny Hostin's body language and the way they look at him and everything else. Just because he is a lefty who hasn't gone completely bananas, here they are.
If you tune into daytime TV expecting safe chatter, prepare for a shock. Bill Maher's savage sarcasm on Real Time and Megyn Kelly's icy logic on her own show just set a new bar for media accountability. They proved that real conversation demands substance, and that anything less is frankly beneath contempt. The View may survive this viral drubbing, but only if it stops playing defense and starts delivering depth. For you, the viewer, this is your invitation. Demand more than buzzwords. Seek out debates that challenge you. Share these clips with friends who still think daytime TV is harmless fun. And remember, sometimes the truth needs a savage punch to land.
Has to be for everybody.
Right.
We can have platforms that have stuff on them that not everyone on that platform or who consumes stuff on that platform enjoys. And The View is a particularly weird place to do a cancellation.
It's called The View?
It's called The View. It's not called The Facts.
Yeah, but
It's
isn't it interesting that it's called, I mean, I don't think they meant this when Barbara Walters invented it a long time ago, but it's The View.
Well,
that's the problem in America.
But
There is one view,
right, and
one
that's clearly
true opinion, and everybody else can go sit in the corner.
If you love this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay on the front lines of media takedowns. This is Sasha Spills, and I'll catch you in the next video.